Okay, what exactly am I trying to accomplish here? Well, I wanted to get the splitter portion off of the base of the splitter, where the gas-powered motor is, and the tank for the hydraulics, and the wheels, and all of that. Basically, the chassis. I won't need it anymore. What my plan is to take this portion here and mount it up on something that attaches to the front of the tractor. And in doing so, I'll have a very mobile splitter that I can bring up to large rounds and split them in half, rather than always using chainsaw and noodling them in half, wasting all of that gas, all of that time. I'll be able to just come up, put the log in the splitter area, use the third function, and just snip it right off. So there's a few things I need in order to make that happen. There were hydraulic hoses that were connected here that went to the power plant of the log splitter. However, they're very, well, they're not sized right. Here, I'll kind of show you. So the fittings on each end were different. Like, these are 1/2-inch compression fittings. You got this protective wire crap around it, which isn't terrible, right? I mean, it's not gonna hurt to have some protection. However, I'm gonna have it in this orientation here with both hookups to the hose upward. So I don't foresee there being any issue with the hoses being damaged in any way. Now I have to figure out, kind of mock up here, how I'm going to attach this to a skid steer quick attach. So let's come in here a little closer. So on the quote unquote bottom of this splitter beam, there's 2 attachment points where that used to sit on the splitter chassis. This one here was a hinge with a huge pin, and it's bolted to this square tube. And then this one was a cradle with a pin. So I'm thinking I might reuse these brackets that are bolted to it already. I'm hoping that they'll be strong enough to support the weight of this beam as it's out like this. All right, so after some thinking and stuff, I've decided, and this showed up, my skid steer quick attach plate. This is the bottom edge of it. And I ran and got some materials, so I bought some 3.5-inch square tubing. It's 1/4-inch sidewall, and I had some of this stuff already, this 1.5-inch stuff. So this isn't welded up yet. I kind of have it laid out the way I'm going to weld this upon here. This is the bottom edge. This will be the top, and then I'm going to, I took those brackets off, and I'm going to weld it. The left one will be here, and the right one will be right here, and then the middle one will be in the middle, obviously. So that's going to get welded right to that 4-inch tube right there. So I have some weld prep to do. On these pieces here, these cut pieces, and then it'll be time to do some welding. Okay, so I got these 6-inch standoffs just tacked on there right now. And I'm going to weld them up to it. And I'm using my Lincoln. It's what is it? The Easy Make 140. And I'm using FlexCore 035 wire, so I'm going to have to do multiple passes. I'm not a welder, and so if you don't know what the heck I'm talking about, don't feel bad, because everyone who knows how to weld will tell me I'm stupid. So anyway, I'm gonna weld this up. I'm gonna do multiple passes, but I'll get a shot of me making this first weld. Alright. If you guys heard that thing pop. Little poppy pop. Alright. First weld done. Many more to go. Alright, here's some of the multi-pass welds. Not beautiful, but I think they'll stay. That's the main thing. That's enough for today. Tomorrow I'll get back to it. It's gonna rain soon. Okay, quick little update here. Got all those welded on good, and I cleaned up the main beam here, and I'm gonna start welding on to the main beam from the skid steer quick attach plate. It's gonna take a couple passes, but tack her on there and get to work. It is kind of a pain with this 110 welder. With the duty cycle, she gets tired pretty quick, especially doing this heavier stuff. But that's what I have, so that's what I'm using. I still have some passes to do on this side, but it's come along all right. I have to take a lot of breaks because of the welder, and I have to work tonight, so I think I'm gonna quit right here. But before I go more towards getting a nap in, I'm gonna run the tractor and see if this will hook up all right. So definitely going to need longer hoses to be able to reach all the way up to there. These hoses are 30 inch, so I don't know, I think I need 4 foot because if I go like this, that's like the furthest away I'm going to be. And that's 95 foot. Barely reach all the way up there. I don't want to run out of hose travel. Alright. It's finished. And it's ready for testing. I have it attached. Paint job wasn't great, but I'll probably have to redo that anyway. But got some 5-foot hoses, so I'm hooked up and I'll be able to curl all the way. Let me test that and make sure I can. It's good. Plenty of hose slack. So it's good. Good thing I didn't go with 4-foot. So I'd be sad. So enough farting around. Let's go test this bad boy. Okay, we're over here at the wood lot, and I have this pin oak. Probably about the smallest I would use a splitter for, right there. Maple, similarly sized. But what I really built this for is things like this. This is like nearly 3 foot in diameter. This one and this one. So we'll start with the smaller ones and work our way up. Here we go. I tell you what, folks, you can count on one thing. When you use a GoPro, whatever shot you were really counting on getting, it will not save it for you for whatever reason. It's like, I don't know, it's kind of crazy, but it's kind of frustrating. Now I will say, you can't do more than one function at a time, meaning I can't lift up. I can lift up on the motor arms and curl, but it's really, really slow compared to normal. So I split that right in half and then it flopped out. That wasn't ideal. I don't know if you guys will be able to see this or not. Hopefully you will. Okay, so I just figured I'd hop in the cab here so I'd be out of the wind. That is kind of a convenient thing about having a cab. The wind's blowing like 20-30 mile an hour today. Not the best day for filming, but a lot of this footage is more visual than audio anyway, so I'll just turn the sound down so you have to hear that the wind beating along. And if the vocal that I am saying during it is terrible, I'll just do a voiceover and we'll go from there. But I did want to get this out because I know quite a few people were kind of wondering what I was gonna do with that splitter ram, and some people guessed it right. I knew some of you guys would, and some were off slightly, but anyway, I do think this is gonna be the ticket. I can see it pretty good, especially if I'm coming down from above, you know. I can see it really well off to the left side there. And that's kind of one of the reasons that I mounted it the way I did, was so I would have vision of it. If I put it right in the middle, I'd never see it because the plate would be right in the way. So this way, if I come straight up to it, I can still see it. And if I'm up above it, I can still see it also. Especially if it's a huge, tall round, which is generally what I'll be doing. But this is not like a production splitter, obviously. It's a tool to break down big rounds into something that is sized correctly to be able to put on a splitter. I hope this was informational, you know, if nothing else, entertaining, because it's been a pretty fun project for me personally. You know, I didn't like discover something that nobody had ever built before. There's a lot of companies that build these to go on the front of skid steers. Generally, the booms it's straight out in front of you, which on a skid steer you probably have the visibility to make that work. And I've seen guys do it with the compact tractor also. And you know, some of those are 4-ways, and generally the wedge is stationary, and then there's a push plate, where this is the opposite. But it worked out pretty good. My plate is stationary, and I just usually try to get that up against the log, and then I just bring the splitter wedge up through it. And it seemed, you know, other than that one huge knot on that big ash round, I was able to go through pretty much anything that I put it up against. I do want to thank everybody for stopping in today. Hopefully it was entertaining. Until next time, be safe, brothers and sisters.